Hey guys, so today we're going to focus on Catching Readers Before They Fall, Chapter 4, Beyond Sound It Out. And the goal of this chapter is to help teachers learn ways to support children as they build early word-solving strategies to help them read with fluency and comprehension. So the main point of this chapter is to not ask students to sound out words, which I know is really hard to do because it's so easy when a student gets stuck on a word to just say, sound it out. That's immediately what pops in our head. But really, we shouldn't be doing that because that can actually make it harder for a student to figure out what a word is. Because if they're looking at a word and it doesn't follow the basic phonics rules, then they're going to get really confused. So the chapter tells us to solve words using MSV. So M stands for meaning, S stands for structure, and V stands for visual. So when looking at meaning, the student is trying to find out what makes sense. When looking at structure, it's what sounds right, and visual is what looks right. So those are the three things that you want to focus on instead of sound out the word. Something that students might do when they're trying to solve a word is to look at the picture, and when they look at the picture, they'll make up a word or a sentence that may sound and look right, and it might make sense to them, but it's not correct. So it's important that students learn to catch their mistakes on their own. You don't want, as the teacher, you don't want to point out, oh, wait, you said that word wrong. Go back and fix it. You want the students to catch that on their own. So it's really important that teachers are supportive to all of their students as they're learning these new strategies because they can be difficult. Another thing students may do is predict words, which is actually helpful because it will help the students to anticipate words, which ends up making the reading more smooth. So when thinking about the prompts for the students that you can ask instead of sound out the word, they should be short and to the point, and they should be universal. So instead of having something that can only be used for this instance in this reading, you want something that a student can apply in any reading to try and figure out a word that they're struggling with. So some examples of prompts you could ask are, run your finger under the word to see if it looks right. Are you making it up? Or are you really looking at it? Try that again with the story in mind. And then something else you could do is give choices of words and have the student pick the one that looks like it would fit in that sentence. Another thing you could say is, do you see a part of this word that looks like another word that you know? Then at the end of the chapter, it talks about assessing. And something you can do for that is use a running record or simply keep track of missed words and self-monitored corrections. So just making a list of what the student said wrong or what they corrected when they were reading, which hopefully they will be correcting their own mistakes instead of having the teacher do it for them. So pretty much the bottom line of this whole chapter is don't say sound it out. Try and come up with other prompts that can help the students figure out the word without asking them to sound it out.